I'm Melissa Kong with your Monday, February 1st edition of News in Depth.
Two brothers were killed by a berserk relative on Sunday afternoon at number 43 Village Quarantine Beast, while two others were also injured. Dead are Mahindra Ramatar, called Sonny, a 43-year-old laborer of number 43 Public Road, Quarantine Beast, and his brother, whose name was only given as Syringer of the said address. The police are reporting that their inquiries disclosed that the suspect was imbibing alcohol in a yard when an argument ensued between two persons who lived in the said yard. It was during this time that the suspect armed himself with a knife and exited the yard and approached the now dead individuals who were standing on the public road amongst other individuals and dealt them several stabs about their bodies. Both men were pronounced dead at the Skeldon and Portmore hospitals respectively. A relative told reporters that the family got a call informing them of the disturbing news.
And this morning I get a phone call from a neighbor that if I heard what happened. I said no. She said that Sonny died. Somebody bore him. I couldn't believe it, and I said okay. By then I hung up the phone. Next person called me, a friend from the village, and he said that he heard that Sonny and his brother get boarded and he died. So I thought to myself, this got to be true. I told my mother is sick. She couldn't take it. I told the father that's my brother, Sonny father, and he was like in shock. He couldn't believe it. And then I came out here and then I heard that they get into an argument, and the stepfather brother bore Sonny and the mother, and when they gone to the hospital, they had the brother, Ranga, he died. They slashed his throat. That's all what I heard. The mother gets slashed under the breast, and I don't know any part more on the body. I don't know.
Two guys that died?
Yes, the mother of the two boys. But was a little get together, and the thing happened on the road, so the girl said she didn't know what happened until she heard the big commotion, and then when she came out, then she see what's going on.
Those injured were identified as Sukmanti Richmond and Anthony Passad. The police are reporting their conditions as serious. The suspect was arrested and is presently in custody assisting with the investigation. A knife suspected to be the murder weapon was recovered at the scene and has been lodged as evidence. Investigations are ongoing.
Shh. It's your new secret. The all-in-one weapon for perfecting imperfections and capturing flawless skin. A lot of brands forget women of color or just don't understand that we come in all shades. From caramel to ebony, there's such a range. Iman Cosmetics is for every woman and features a line of skincare products and cosmetics including 16 foundation shades, powder, concealer, lipstick, blush, eyeshadow, highlighter, and BB cream. Visit us at Lot 75 Swamp Section, Rosal Town. That's behind the market. Or call 337-4422 or 688-9249. Shh.
Family violence is violence directed at another family member.
It can be physical, verbal, sexual, and more. Family violence leads to despair, destruction, and death.
It can happen to both men and especially women from any background. Children are especially vulnerable. And the stress and isolation due to the COVID-19 pandemic can increase family violence. Family violence is illegal in Guyana. If you or someone you know is experiencing gender-based violence, family-based violence, or sexual harassment, contact the Women and Gender Equality Commission at 231-5276 or 231-5298.
Or put an anonymous note in the post office boxes at the Guyana Human Rights Commission Building, the Guyana Post Office Corporation, the National Library, the Georgetown Public Hospital, and the University of Guyana.
Caribbean Rice, from the lush rice fields of Guyana, straight to your home. Caribbean Rice, our people, our rice.
President Afenali is adamant that Guyana will not bend to threats to the country's national security. The head of state gave an address to the nation on Saturday on the aggression by Venezuela in Guyana's waters.
Just as we will not relent in the battle against COVID-19, so will we not bend to threats to our national security. We may be a small country, but we are a proud people. We have no military might, but we have moral and legal rights. We pick fights with no one, but will resist threats from anyone. In doing so, we'll seek the protection of international law and the support of the international community. Let me now relate to you specific developments.
These issues, according to the president, can only be discussed if Venezuela can desist from any further acts of aggression against Guyana, starting with the release of the Guyanese fishermen and their vessels, which were seized in Guyana's waters last week.
Publicly called on Venezuela to desist from aggressive acts that will seriously undermine the peace and security not only of Guyana and Venezuela, but the entire Caribbean region. Further, the CARICOM leaders called for the immediate release of the crew members and vessels. On the same day, the Organization of American States condemned the illegal detention of the 2 Guyanese registered fishing vessels and their crew.
And the president was joined at the press conference by Prime Minister Mark Phillips, ministers of government, and members of the armed forces, among other officials.
Range. Iman Cosmetics is for every woman and features a line of skincare products and cosmetics including 16 foundation shades, powder, concealer, lipstick, blush, eyeshadow, highlighter, and BB cream. Visit us at Lot 75, Swamp Section, Rosal Town. That's behind the market. Or call 337-4422 or 688-9249. Shh.
Caribbean Rice, from the lush rice fields of Guyana, straight to your home. Caribbean Rice, our people, our rice.
27-year-old Kareem Strout was today charged with the murder of Mark Benjamin, called Corlapto, a destitute who was beaten to death in his sleep by the suspect. When the matter was called before Chief Magistrate Anne McLennan, the accused was not required to plead to the indictable charge. The incident took place at the corners of Camp and Robb Streets on January 27th. Benjamin was smashed with a brick to his head while he slept on the pavement outside of the Teleperformance building. Martin DeSantos said the suspect first attacked him while he was also asleep next to Benjamin. He said he managed to escape, but then the suspect pounced on Benjamin and dealt him the fatal blows. Kareem Strout was remanded to prison and will make his next court appearance on February 11th.
And that has brought us to the end of our news for tonight. For these and other stories, visit our website at rdproductiongy.com or our Facebook and Instagram page at Royston Drakes Production. On behalf of our news team, thank you for joining us, and do join us again tomorrow for more news. Good night.